Good evening and welcome to the March 13th, 2025 Tyngsborough Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, where under the provisions of Chapter 40A, Section 11 of the Massachusetts General Laws, the Zoning Board of Appeals will hear requests for variances or special permits. Welcome all applicants and spectators. I'd like to introduce the Zoning Board of Appeals, starting on the right with our administrative
Pamela
assistant,
Berman, Mickey Kaplis.
Adriana Yumbakis.
Doug Latulip.
Sean Keegan.
Joe Pollan.
And Rob Kidd.
I'm going to read the language of the agenda from the hearings. So, hearing one, I need a motion to withdraw with the application without prejudice.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Let's take a vote.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Hearing two, I need a motion for a continuance for hearing two.
Motion for continuance in hearing two.
Second.
All,
You need to, the date, April 10th.
Continue to April 10th.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved. Okay, hearing three. Hearing three is 55 Muscuppick Trail, map 32, parcel 57, lot 0. Colby Sutherland, applicant for a variance under section 5.5, lot area, front and side yard setbacks, and a special permit under section 6.3, and any other permit relief as may be required under the zoning bylaws to raise the existing structure and construct a new 45 by 22 single-family dwelling advertised in the Lowell Sun, February 27th and March 6th, 2025. Request for a motion to waive the reading of the abutters list.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If there's any challenges to the legals notice or abutters list, can they step forward now? Okay, not seeing nobody moving forward.
Does that mean just the abutters list that, not concerning the issue itself, the request for variance, but just the abutters list, right? Just so I understand.
That's right, that's all we're asking
That's
for
all
now.
we're asking
You
for
were
now.
informed?
Applicants, the floor is yours to present.
Thank you. My name is Chris Crump with CWC Design on Newburyport, representing my clients here at 55 Muscuppick Trail. What we're proposing today is to basically tear down the existing structure down to the existing foundation, reutilize about 75% of the existing foundation, and construct a two-story structure on the same footprint. What we have right now is a pre-existing non-conforming lot. Obviously, it's undersized and it's a little bit close to the road. If you have seen any pictures of the house, it's very dilapidated, old, and is in dire need of being repaired or built new. One of the things that I love about my job is being able to change dilapidated houses and making them a neighborhood better one house at a time, and this is what we're trying to do. This is a perfect example of what we're trying to do on this project here. So what we are doing is literally just going straight up with the house, only of about 6 feet. The total difference in the height of the house is about 6 feet. We are decreasing the footprint of the house, which conservation is going to be very happy about, and utilizing the existing foundation with it as well. So we're also trying not to disturb as much of the soil as possible by digging a whole new foundation on the house and keeping it exactly where it is. Currently, it's about 16.5 feet away from the property on the north side. And where 20 feet is required, so we're doing an upward extension, which is why we're here looking for approval to have the second floor put onto the house. As many of you may be aware, all along the lake there, the houses are very tightly knit together. There are numerous houses in the whole neighborhood that are within 5, 10, even 1 foot off the property line, as in the abutter right to the immediate, to left-hand side. Their house is 1 foot, maybe 1 to 2 feet off their property line. We're 16 and a half feet. So we feel that this is within reason to the neighborhood. It won't be more detrimental to the neighborhood. The total height is still below many of the other homes in the neighborhood. So we feel that the house, the proposed house that we have designed is in scale and moderate to everyone else in the neighborhood and would not be more detrimental. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Let's start with,
Do we want to do public first?
oh, yes, yes, yes. Is there any nope. Ask if there's any abutters present to speak for or against the application, stressing that they must go to the podium and give their name and address.
Hi, name's Jim Melanson. I live next door.
Yeah.
What's your address, please?
57 Mascuppick. First of all, it's an as-built foundation.
Can you please speak up a little louder?
Louder, yeah.
Thank you.
Does the house existing now, it's 16 and a half feet away, and there's a 20-foot, and they're gonna build a new house, and it's 20-foot setback? That's the legal thing, right? Mm-hmm. If they find out that foundation is substandard, first of all, I went through this, okay? The foundation was substandard in my house, and I had to rebuild the whole thing. As you know, I went through a fire, and if I could have moved it, I would have moved further away from. But as it stands, like he said, our neighborhood has small properties, and you know, and mine is one of these that sits in the corner. But I see space on the other side. Why aren't they using that on that side to allow them to have a foundation and away from, that's not so close to ours? And why aren't they using that space instead of being closer to mine?
Thank you.
Okay.
Are there, anyone else wants to speak?
Hi, my name is Peter Iliopoulos. I own the property at 58- Mascuppick Trail, and I also own the one right next to it, 2729 Pleasant View Ave, 2 duplexes. I was born and raised in the area. I lived here for 25 years. I've owned these properties since the 90s, and I know the neighborhood intimately. Sometimes I know the neighborhood better than I want to. But having said that, I love Tyngsborough. I've just had a recent opportunity to meet. I think they'd be a great addition to the neighborhood, which they already are. And what they're proposing is right in line with what's been going on over the past, dare I say, 20 years on the lake with teardowns and rebuilds. It's only an asset to the community, not to mention the boon to the town in terms of benefits from revenue, taxes, and the property. No, I don't mean to offend you, but it's quite unsightly. You know, it looks like sort of like a prison camp to me. With everything is paved. There's a large chain link fence around it. I'm sure that they're going to abide by all the runoffs, drainage requirements. They're going to plant lawns. I think it would be a tremendous asset to the neighborhood. And not that this matters, but I drove 2.5 hours and I left my ski trip to come here to support them. So, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Anybody else wanting to speak? Last chance, we're going to close the public portion of the hearing. Okay, so a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
So moved? Sorry, John.
I need a second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Floor is yours again if you,
Thank you very much. I understand Mr. Melanson's concerns. I took a couple of pictures of, Pam, if you might be able to pull them up, of the
Board.
existing,
poured concrete or CMU?
I'm sorry?
Poured concrete or CMU?
It's CMU right now. Yep,
Second story?
I know. Well, we're going to try and see what we can do, but
All right, what's CMU?
Concrete masonry unit blocks.
Okay.
concrete block. Yep. So,
Give me a minute.
you know, the point here is, though, what I had was, right now, the abutter's property, his house is literally 18 inches to 2 feet off of his property line. That's why it's going to be so close in proximity to our house. Right. We have 16 and a half feet, which is more than the majority of the houses that are in this neighborhood. Also, his house is situated more towards the street, so we're not like side by side with his house as well. We're not going to be looking out a window into his window for the most part. And this is only 6.5 feet or so of an increase on the height of the house. And I do believe, and I may be mistaken, but I do believe the house next door was redone in 2016, where he went up higher on his house as well. So what's good for one should be allowed for another, in my opinion. But I know you can't just, you can't use the same prototype for all projects that are there. So we're just simply illustrating. I took a couple of pictures on Google Earth or Google Maps. They had one picture of the house back in 2016 of the neighbor, and now what's there now. And you can see that the house is a lot further towards the street than ours, so it won't be like literally right on top of each other, right next door to each other. So we do feel that this is significant enough, and I mean, it should be not that detrimental and not that much of an increase to what is there now. On this illustration here, and further just defines exactly all the ones that we have circles here are houses that are closer than maybe 10 feet from the property line. So you can see that this is very popular within the neighborhood in regards to houses being approximately really close to their property lines. And then on the pictures that I had, this is a picture of the house. The house on the right is the one that we're here about. The one on the left is the abutter, and I believe this was prior to the renovation after his fire. And then the next photo, eventually, there we go. So now that you can see how much bigger it is and that it did go up a little bit in size, then we're just asking to do the same.
And this, I'm sorry, the abutter's house is the one that's a foot off the line?
Yes. Yes. So we're 16 and a half feet. And, we're really hoping that we can save and reutilize the existing footing, the foundation that's there now. Upon further inspection, we haven't been able to get in there. Also, on top of that, you obviously can see the decrepit chain link fence that wraps around the house, and all the pavement, literally everything in front of the house and on the left-hand side of the house, and on this side, it's all paved. And we're gonna be removing all the pavement, putting back in grass, making it look more natural, and nice vegetation, and give it great curb appeal, as well as replace the fence line. And it's just gonna make it a totally different type of home, and 10 times more appealing to the neighborhood. That's what I have for now, unless you have more questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Going over the plot plan,
Yep.
if we were to show that up, can you actually show us and point to the areas that are going to be removed and the areas that are going to be rebuilt on? Because I see a couple little shed roofs. If you
Okay.
can just show us what the
Yeah, it might be
difference
easier if
will
I
be.
just point it on here. 'cause
Sure.
It's a lot,
Yep.
rather than trying to
There's a lot going on.
point through here. So, the existing footprint comes out, well, actually, it comes out, there's a little jog out right here, and then it comes around, it comes around and down, and all the way over here, and so forth and around. We're just keeping box and this box. We're removing this whole portion over here, and then there's gonna be a covered porch on the front right here, which isn't gonna go any closer to the street than it's just a covered porch, it's not enclosed, than this bump out that's already there. So, again, 16 and a half feet more over onto this side. And actually, the fence line that is there now, is still a foot and a half on our property. So when you see the fence line, that's not even the real property line.
Is it gonna be a driveway going to the two-car garage in the back?
There's a dirt path that goes to here. This is all paved right here. This will probably remain the same, being pavement, and then this will remain the same. The garage, the detached two-car garage back here will stay. The detached garage is still here. That's one car, but that'll still remain. That's not being touched. But this is the area that'll be paved for the driveway here, and the rest of this will all turn to grass as well as everything on this side.
Great, thank you.
So the only garage will be the single
Single
that,
garage.
Yes, sir.
that already exists?
Yes, sir.
Call it a boathouse.
Call it a boathouse, right, of course. That answered most of mine. Same footprint and decreasing the footprint, and you just did a great job of explaining how those two can fit together. I don't have any more
Any other
questions.
questions from the board?
So it looks like you're decreasing the nonconformity.
Yes,
Yes.
Correct.
yes. We're making it more conforming.
Yeah, if you were not to include the garage or the boathouse.
Right.
Yeah, or the
That's
height.
decreasing.
Well,
Yeah.
it's still conforming, but the setback on the side is where raising the height is a nonconformity, because we're going straight up. We're not coming closer, right? No,
No, nope, he's holding right to that 16.8.
Is it,
We've closed the public
We've closed the
portion,
public portion of the hearing.
the hearing. We already closed the public portion.
Folks had already gotten up and spoken, and that was their chance to speak.
Yeah, we announced it to the whole crew.
Go ahead.
Yep, go ahead.
So I'd like to entertain a.
Let's read the minutes.
Any more,
Board?
Nikki, or
Oh,
anybody else?
Yeah,
Yep.
reports from the.
Oh, yeah.
okay, from Emily Brush from the Conservation Department.
We have some quiet, please?
Folks, if you want to,
Folks.
talk, folks, ma'am, if you need to speak in the hallway, please,
Yep,
okay?
we need some quiet.
Emily Brush from the Conservation Department. The applicant will have to receive an order of conditions and minor stormwater management permit for the Conservation Commission in order to complete the proposed work on the single-family dwelling. Kathleen Kayer from the Sewer Department. This property is connected to sewer. They will need to contact the Sewer Department to fill out the paperwork to have a cut-in cap of the sewer line completed prior to demo of the existing building and a reconnection done once the new house is built. Kerry Un from the Board of Health. This property is not on a septic system. No issues at this time. Lauren Wokel from the Assessor's Office. The assessors have no adverse comments. Patrick Sands from the Fire Department. No concerns from Tyngsborough Fire Department. Paul Welcome from the Building Commissioner's Department. Building Department has no concerns. And Brenda Feeney from the Tax Collector's Office. The Tax Department has no concerns.
So if I may, just to clarify, we are on the agenda for conservation coming up, I believe, at the end of this month. And the cap and whatever it was for the sewer department, that's
Cut and cap, I think it
Yeah,
said.
that's a
Yeah.
that's standard
straightforward-
procedure.
Yeah,
That's
straightforward
standard
thing.
procedure. Yep.
You gotta get a contractor, he comes in, pays the permit fee,
Yes, sir.
Yep.
they go out and inspect. They backfill, you demo.
You got it.
Anyone wanna make a motion?
Well, Mr. Chair, we're going to need a motion for a variance for existing non-conforming.
Yep.
Right? And then it's going to need a
Special
a
permit.
special permit for the takedown. And again, I recommend to everyone that's listening that they go through this whole process before they do a tear down, because then the clock starts running. It's good to get this all out of the way first.
This meeting.
Yeah.
Come
this-
to us
this type of
first.
me- Yeah, come to us first.
Right. We're
doing.
Go over it, yeah.
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 Kinda on a roll there, Mr. Poulin.
I don't know, my compadre over here,
Okay,
she's,
all
she's,
All right, grab-
okay, so I'll do the variance, you do the special permit. Okay. Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes.
I'd like to
you may.
propose the variance for the Sutherland Cooney property located at 55 Mascapic Trail for variances. Existing minimum lot area of 20,000 feet. We are at existing 12,561 feet. The minimum front yard in feet is 30 feet. We currently are at 18.3 feet. The minimum side yard setback is 20 feet. We are currently at 6.8 feet, but that is at the boathouse. The house is approximately at 19.2 feet, which will be increased to approximately, I want to say, at least 28 feet. And then there was the max building height in feet per store, and feet and stories. This is approximately 20,
4.
I read it here. I think they're going to 25, proposed 20 feet, 25 feet and 2 stories, and we are allowed 36 for 4 stories, so that's okay. We don't need a variance for that. That's my variance.
And I'll make a motion for a special permit under section 6.3 of the
Oh,
Tyngsborough.
let's vote,
pass
let's
it.
vote on, let's vote on the
Let's-
variance first.
Okay, so I need a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that carries, so now
Opposed on the variance.
on the variance.
All right, I'd like to make a motion for a special permit under section 6.3 to raise and rebuild a non-conforming lot
On existing
Existing footprint.
on the
footprint,
existing footprint.
Yep.
per plan of record of dated survey.
Dated February 3rd, 2025.
Yep.
Of JG Land Services.
Need a second?
I'll be the second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion so carries.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate the effort.
Sir, can you, sign the plot plan and date it? for
Yep.
the record?
Absolutely.
Somebody got a clean copy of the, I already made notes on mine.
Yeah.
I didn't make notes on mine
Okay.
for that reason.
And then you want a copy of the plans also, Pam?
I have those as
Do you have
well.
those? Okay.
I need
just
a
the-
motion to approve the
These-
minutes from the previous meeting.
Previous, like December.
Yeah.
I was making sure.
Motion to approve the minutes from the December 12th, 2024 meeting.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so carries. Things that we didn't anticipate coming up. Any new business?
Anything new and exciting, Pam?
We,
New business?
No, we did get a new application for our April meeting.
And old business, zoning review board, I know there's a couple articles
Oh,
on
that's
town
right.
meeting.
we have a couple of articles coming up, Mr. Chair, on the town meeting. Basically clarification details on descriptive text
Yeah.
that we've been working on. I believe that we're getting close to running out through our contract, so we should be finishing that effort up sometime this year.
Awesome. Well, then I'll
Hearing number
entertain,
2 back.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to close the meeting?
Motion.
Motion to adjourn, second. All
All
those
in
in favor?
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you next month, maybe.
Oh, we do
Oh,
have one
sure
new
we
case,
will.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but, well,